Tony Polecastro, Acoustic Tuesday friends, welcome to the Heartbreaker Guitars newscast. My name's Brendan Smith, this is Toby the Beagle, and we're from Heartbreaker Guitars. Tony, it's been almost a year and a half since we've been on your last show, and man, a lot has happened. I got grayer, Toby got fatter, COVID's behind us, but anyway, we are still here and happy to be on the show. So stoked to be with you guys again. Anyway, Tony, today we've got 3 stories we're bringing to you. First, Guitar World just published an article, the best acoustic guitar song of all time. Kind of a controversial choice. So we thought we'd put it to the Acoustic Tuesday audience and say, hey, what's your favorite acoustic guitar song of all time? I've got my opinions, Jason's got his, and even Toby's got a couple. But anyway, we're going to jump into that. Next, Brazilian Rosewood. Tony, it's pretty much the consensus that Brazilian Rosewood is the Cadillac. It is the elite of back and side tone woods. The only problem, it's crazy expensive. Nobody can afford it. So what's the point? Well, I got good news. There's a company, Bedell Guitars, that is selling Brazilian Rosewood, small bench luthier quality instruments for an insane price that won't break the bank. So we're going to talk to you about Bedell Guitars. Finally, Eastman Guitars. Tony, can you buy a quality guitar that's made in China? The answer, surprisingly, is yes. And we're going to talk to you about Eastman Guitars. We're going to demo a couple of those guitars for you and tell you how much quality stands behind these made-in-China instruments. The best acoustic guitar song of all time, according to Guitar World magazine, Stairway to Heaven. Now, when I think Stairway to Heaven, I just think rock song. I don't even think acoustic. Yeah, I know it begins as an acoustic guitar, but I just see it as a rock and roll song, probably the best rock and roll song of all time. So I'm not sure I agree with that. Acoustic Tuesday audience, what do you guys think? What's the best acoustic guitar song of all time? Tony, your opinion? Love to hear it. Me, Pink Houses by John Mellencamp, and maybe even Never Going Back Again by Fleetwood Mac. I would say those are my top 2. But again, what do you guys think? Guitar World says it's Stairway to Heaven, but we want to hear from you guys. Okay, Acoustic Tuesday friends, next on deck, Brazilian Rosewood Guitars. Now, I know nobody can afford this stuff because it's crazy expensive, but there's a company out there, a company called Bedell Guitars, also affiliated with Breedlove Guitars, that offers Brazilian Rosewood guitars for a fraction of the price of the larger companies. You know, if you go to Loudon, Santa Cruz, Bourgeois, McPherson, go down the list of boutique builders, it's a fortune, north of $15,000 for these instruments, but Bedell Guitars is offering them for half the price. Okay, so what's the story? About 50 years ago or so, there was a company named Medinter that was importing Brazilian rosewood logs out of South Brazil into Spain. And what they were doing is they were building altars and pews for churches and other ornate objects for these places of worship. Well, time went on and they completely changed their business model. They decided to start building back-end sides for guitars, a major shift. But they decided to do it, and we are the beneficiary of these amazing guitar sets. So, the great news is all the wood is legal. It was all done before the 1972 CITES Convention, so it's all certified Brazilian rosewood. Okay, so now fast forward to the early 2000s. A man named Tom Bedell of Bedell Guitars decided to buy the entire inventory from Medinter. All of the wood sets were coming to Bedell Guitars to be used. And because he bought such a large inventory, he got a killer price on this stuff. So he was able to build these guitars for a reasonable price. Okay, so real quick, let's give you guys a little sample. Let's go to Jason for a quick demo on Bedell Guitars. Okay, so you know it is from Jason's demo. It's got that classic, glassy, bright, vibrant Brazilian rosewood tone. Amazing. Great job, by the way, Jason. Anyway, guys, we can't say enough good things about Tom Bedell and his Brazilian rosewood instruments. So if you are interested in a Brazilian rosewood guitar, definitely check out Bedell Guitars by Tom Bedell. Okay, Tony, last but not least, Eastman Guitars. Now, us guitar snobs, we love our guitars built in the United States. But the bottom line is, over the last 25, 30 years, countries like Japan, Korea, and yes, even China are bringing to market more quality instruments. Yeah, they still make cheap guitars that you can buy at Guitar Center for 99 bucks, but there's a couple companies out there that want to make quality instruments, and they're charging a little bit more for them, but compared to the USA prices, compared to the Japanese prices, they're still significantly lower. Eastman Guitars is one of those companies. Now, Tony, you know us. We're real fussy about what we bring into our shop. But we wanted to bring in a lower cost instrument that stood up quality-wise to some of the higher end, more expensive boutiques. And Eastman Guitars definitely checks that box. So anyway, without further ado, we want to show you guys a couple samples of Eastman Guitars. Jason, take it away, buddy. What did you guys think? We are impressed as heck with these guitars. I mean, the dreadnoughts sound big, boomy, lots of clarity, and the OMs are perfect for singer-songwriter stuff. So anyway, guys, if you want to save a few dollars and you still want a high-quality instrument and you don't mind that the guitar is not made in the United States, consider Eastman Guitars. Again, we are super impressed and find them to be amazing. Tony Polecastro, Acoustic Tuesday friends, thank you guys so much for watching the Heartbreaker Guitars newscast. My name's Brendan Smith, that's Toby the Beagle, and we thank you so much for tuning in. Tony, back to you, my friend.